What is up everyone? I guess today we're talking about the Oculus Quest 2 once again. We have access to the best possible Oculus Quest 2 deal ever. People said it couldn't get any cheaper. Well, looks like we were wrong. I also have a little piece of news to tell you about Facebook that might honestly interest you. So, with that out of the way, let's get right into the news. So, just today, Mark Zuckerberg posted on Facebook that today he will be announcing a brand new device on Facebook Live. What that could possibly mean for us? Well, it could be quite literally anything. He could be announcing a fridge for all we know. But I just thought that that little piece of news might interest you guys, and some of you might want to tune in. I mean, it could be a new headset. I mean, I doubt it is, but it could be. So straight after that brand new Facebook announcement, I have some news for you guys regarding the Oculus Quest 2 amazing deal. People thought the Oculus Quest 2 could not possibly get any cheaper. Well, until September the 27th, so for 6 more days only, Facebook will offer you an Oculus Quest 2 $100 cheaper if you have already bought one, meaning you can essentially get an Oculus Quest 2 for $199. Reading from Upload VR, Facebook offers buy one Quest 2, get $100 off another until the deal ends on September 27th. The idea behind the deal is to encourage friends to get into VR together and no doubt push the multiplayer angle of the Quest as a gaming device. The deal will last for a week and coincides with today's launch of the new Billie Eilish music pack for Beat Saber, which is playable in multiplayer mode with friends. That timing works pretty much perfectly. And let me tell you, this is great, because I know a lot of people who, going into VR, also persuaded their friends to get into VR. I was actually one of those people, meaning that if you guys waited, like I said in the last video, wait before you get an Oculus Quest 2, looks like this might be a deal you might not want to pass away, especially if your friends are going into it as well. It's seriously an incredible deal, but it makes you wonder, is there going to be a device announcement on Oculus Connect? I said wait. But with a deal like this, it's really pushing me. I'm really split on this one now. However, adding a second quest to my cart, living in Ireland, it looks like this deal may not be available within Europe. So this will only work in case you are in the US. Unfortunate for us Europeans, but good for you guys Americans. However, with that out of the way, it perfectly throws us straight into the positives and negatives of owning a Quest 2. For anybody that might be interested in this incredible deal, might want to watch this first. Let's get right into that. So recently I've been spending quite a little bit more time with this device, basically working myself up to my full Oculus Quest 2 1-year review. And I feel like leading up to that review, I'm going to make some smaller videos kind of with points about this device. And today we're going to talk about the positives and negatives of owning a Quest 2. Because there are multiple positives and multiple negatives of this device that might honestly sway you towards buying it or sway you away from buying it. It's not a perfect device. The first largest positive of this device, and this is going to be incredibly obvious, is the fact that it's standalone. Some people also see that as a negative, however, but let me tell you why that is its largest positive for me. While I am a PC VR gamer, I rarely use this thing standalone, but when I do, it is the most incredible thing ever. This being standalone allows you to bring it to places that you would not be able to bring any other headset. Let's say you're at the airport, you're waiting for your gates to open, you can play Beat Saber. Sure, you're gonna look like an idiot, but at least you're going to be having fun. You're in the middle of a big city. It started raining, and you're bored, and you're not allowed inside. So you take this out and you start playing Beat Saber. Okay, you get the drift. It doesn't need to be Beat Saber. It can be literally anything. Also, just to let you guys know, this thing works better in the rain than it does in sunlight. Ask me how I know. And I know, you're not supposed to be playing this thing outside, but what I've found is I've been doing that quite a little bit. And you know, do as I say, not as I do. Don't play it outside, but I've had no issues. And I take very good care of my lenses and my cameras, you know, to protect them from the sun. However, as I said, that standalone ability can also be a negative. People buying this headset thinking it's going to be the most unbelievable thing, and graphically wise and performance wise, standalone. They don't have a computer, they buy this thing, especially with that one Facebook ad that they released for this thing, making for absolutely unrealistic graphics for the Quest 2. Those were basically realistic graphics. If people saw that ad and thought, oh my god, this is what I'm gonna get, I mean, of course, it was a live action ad, but that's not what you're going to be getting. On standalone mode, you are going to be getting the most basic of graphics that you can. I mean, this thing standalone can't even pull most VR chat worlds and avatars, but that's understandable. I'm just saying that unrealistic expectations are led to because of ads like the one that we were shown, and a lot of people will unfortunately be unsatisfied with that. Wireless PC VR. Huge benefit, also a huge negative. You're gonna find this quite a bit with these things that I mentioned. It's going to be a huge positive and a huge negative. Again, because this thing is standalone, you're not going to get PC VR through something like a DisplayPort cable. All you have is the Type-C port. And the Type-C port causes compression, something people don't like. It's never going to reach that full quality that, let's say, a Rift S could, for example. While the compression is definitely not noticeable, especially if you're immersed, some people are going to notice it, and they are going to stick to that one single thing and be like, yes, this is what pulled me out of immersion. It's not a perfect PC VR headset, and while a lot of people buy it for just that, PC VR, I feel like if they bought a fully blown PC VR headset for that one specific reason, they would notice the difference. But I understand that this device is much cheaper than any of those, and you have that benefit of it being standalone if you ever need it to be. Next thing is the FOV. It's actually the main reason I switched from the Quest 2 to the Pimax 8KX as my daily driver. It's pretty much one of the only reasons, to be honest. This thing is much easier to drive than the resolution of the Pimax, and I don't mind a lower resolution. What I do mind is the lower FOV. What I found switching between these two headsets, I never actually had a proper baseline before I tried the Pimax, but after I tried it, going back to this felt like a box or binoculars. It's not bad, do not get me wrong. Once you're immersed, you kind of stop noticing it. Kind of, because now that I've tried the other one, it keeps coming back to me. But if this is the only thing you've ever tried, you're going to love it. And once you're immersed, you're not going to notice that FOV, especially if you're on IPD1. If you're on IPD3, well, it gets a lot worse. But it's a big downside of this headset for me, and I feel like mentioning it is important. Even though it is quite comparable to other headsets that are not the Pimax. I mean, come on, the Pimax is overkill. We shouldn't be comparing anything to that. I feel like another big negative on the Quest 2, not a problem for me, but definitely worth mentioning, is the IPD. The Quest 2 doesn't necessarily have a fixed IPD, but it has fixed IPD settings. Those being 3 points that you can select on the IPD. Point 1 being, at its narrowest, 58 millimeters, point 2 being 63, and point 3 at its widest being 68. And that's definitely not going to fit everyone. As we have found out, you can actually put the lenses in between those IPD points and get a nicer sweet spot, but you're still not going to go any lower than 58 or any wider than 68. But you can try and go in between them. So that's definitely a negative there. It won't be for everyone. The FPS, the hertz, well, there's no downside here to that. I mean, this thing is beautiful. That's a huge positive for this headset, 120 hertz. It got updated all the way from 72, something people in the comment section when I was talking about it in the past did not believe could happen. They were like, oh yeah, maybe to 90, that's fine. But 120? No, that's not happening. No way. And here we are, it's happened, and we have 120 Hz on the Quest 2. Whether you want to use it for the games built into the headset fully standalone, or whether you want to use it for PC VR, you're ready and off to go. And that's fantastic. A headset at this price with 120 Hz? Well, it doesn't happen very often. Yesterday, my parents and their friends had a fully blown VR gaming party. It was amazing to watch, to be honest. I love bringing people into VR, and I was so happy that they enjoyed it. And I had 2 people playing on the Oculus Quest and Oculus Quest 1, and I had my mom playing on the Pimax and her friend playing on the Rift S. And it was an absolutely incredible deal not having to have 4 PCs to run these things. I only needed 2. It was incredible because these things could run the same game standalone that they were playing on PC, that being Demeo. And games like that allow you to buy more headsets and not have to worry about buying more PCs in case you want a headset for everyone in the family so that you can play games like this together, like I've been doing with my parents for a while now. We've been playing Demeo every Friday. It allows you to buy just quests and not have to worry about having a gaming PC to go with every single headset, because you could play these games online, multiplayer, standalone, without needing a PC. And that's a big deal because it brings the price down basically from being over 1,000 to being under 500. And I was explaining to the people that came over yesterday because they were asking me, why is this such a big deal? And I was like, nothing like this has ever been done before. The headset before these was the Rift S. No standalone headset with these specifications and with this kind of ability has happened before, and that's why it's such a big deal. However, that brings us straight on to the next negative. Why is it so cheap? Well, Facebook, my dear friends. And that, honestly, is enough of a negative to drive thousands of people away from ever touching this device. They just don't trust them. They just don't trust Facebook. And then you have people like myself that, number one, this is my job, and I need to try out every single headset for you guys. Number two, this is the most popular headset ever, so of course I'm gonna focus on it for quite a few videos. And thirdly, a lot of people just don't care. I mean, my mom is on Facebook quite a bit, and even though I told her what it does, well, she just likes it too much. I showed her the data it collects on her and she just doesn't mind. A lot of people think privacy doesn't really exist anymore. What I tend to do if I am specifically afraid of Zuck looking in through the cameras watching me sleep is I can always just cover them up when I turn off the headset, because that's what I do. I turn it off after every gameplay session. However, as I said, that seems to be enough of a negative to drive most people away. We need to talk about the updates. While they are also a huge positive towards the headset, with us getting things and updates that we never thought we'd get, like for example, AirLink or 120 Hz, they are also a huge negative. It seems like the updates are quite literally just a random selection. Some people will get the features from the new updates, and some people still don't even have 120 Hz. Why this is, I still don't know. But not only that, they're a completely mixed bag when it comes to the things they break. For example, I've been actually pretty safe from the updates. Nothing has broken until the most recent one. Now my Guardian is completely messed up. Every time I take off the headset, well, the Guardian just resets itself, which means I need to redo the Guardian every time I take off the headset to even have a sip of coffee. It's incredibly annoying, and I've basically resulted in just disabling the Guardian altogether. But with the updates being such a mixed bag, I would almost prefer not to update sometimes. I feel like it's important to mention it. And another negative that I just feel like mentioning, but it's not really that much of a negative because it can be changed pretty much instantly, is the comfort. Something that comes with the price of this headset. I mean, just the fact that it's white and gets dirty in like 5 minutes time if you hold it for too long. The facial interface, that thing, at launch, is a joke. I mean, to me anyway. It feels like sandpaper, and it's given way too many people skin irritation. Like, it took way too long for Facebook to actually do something about it. Now they're giving out free silicone covers, and the built-in head strap, that thing just looks like something that I took out of my Gear VR. That is just not really okay, but it's to bring costs down. And while a lot of people hate it, we have so many options nowadays. This is the Elite head strap with battery, which I personally love, but again, as I said in the previous video, it's actually really hard for me to recommend this to anyone because they break so often, but I love it. And it is an option. We also have the Kiwi design head strap, which I did check out in a previous video, and I loved that one as well. There's so many options nowadays, and I think certainly the largest benefit of the Quest 2 is because it is just like the Ender 3. What do I mean by that? The Ender 3 being a 3D printer, by the way. You pay a very small amount and you get the base product. In fact, you could take off the head strap, you could take off the facial interface and say, this is what I get. You get just the headset and the controllers. You get a bare bones starting point. And then from there, you can upgrade to your liking. You don't need to. You can, just like the Ender 3, buy the base product and have it work. However, you can upgrade pretty much anything about it, and it's going to become better. But you don't have to do it instantly. You can wait till you have more money and do it then, and your device will work just fine without these upgrades. Just like the Ender 3, you can install a new fan duct, make it better, you don't need to. You can install a BL Touch to level your bed for you, you don't need to. It makes your life easier, it makes your life better, but it doesn't need to be there. And that is by far, to me, the largest benefit of the Quest 2. You get a starting product, you get a base point. And while a lot of people say, you shouldn't be getting a base point for €350, that's a lot of money. You need to understand that in the realm of VR headsets, that's not a lot of money. It's like when I say a cheap gaming laptop. A cheap gaming laptop would be about €1,000. That's not cheap, that's a lot of money, but it's cheap in terms of a gaming laptop. Once again, you need to remember nothing like this has ever been done before. Every other headset like this costs way over the amount that the Quest 2 is being offered at. And while I said there are negatives, there are things that are going to push you away because of that, like Facebook, these are the reasons why it's so cheap. And its price, of course, being its main benefit. There you guys go. I was gone for the last 2 days. I was working real hard on getting the rest of the clips I needed for the fully blown 1-year Oculus Quest review. You guys know that that thing has been a long time coming. Anybody that saw live streams saw little glimpses of it. I gave you guys little leaks. I'm happy to say I had Eddie help me. I went to the big city and got the rest of the clips I needed for that video. So hopefully I'll be giving that out to you guys soon. It is one of my largest projects to date, with like b-roll and everything like that, which is why it's taking so long. I want it to be perfect, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you guys don't know, there's a huge bundle happening right now for a limited time only on Humble Bundle. Make sure to check this video out right up here, or check out the affiliate link down in the description in case you guys are interested in that. It is for PCVR only. I made sure to put that in bold in the description in the last video, but it is a fantastic sale and I definitely recommend you guys check it out. Some great games there, and you get to support charity while you're at it, which is amazing. So in case you guys have PCVR, make sure to check that out. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Do you agree with the points I mentioned, or do you not? And that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day or night. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like. If you guys disliked it, I guess this button works too, but please tell me why down in the comment section below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, make sure to join our Discord down below. Make sure to join our Reddit, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. If you guys would like to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, we've got sick mugs down below that boost your FPS by 300%, and merch that doesn't put a huge ad on your body. And if you guys want to be notified of which content coming up on the channel, then make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forward dim my bell, and see you again in the next video. Some lag there. Peace.